Alright guys, so Fulu coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. If you like this video, please feel free to like it, and if you want to, please feel free to subscribe to the page. It's always by choice, never by force. So, first and foremost, I hope y'all are staying safe out there, man. Whether the media is lying or not, which I think they are, in order to bait people into vaccinations. At least in California, COVID is haywire right now. You know what I mean? But anyhow, I just hope y'all are staying safe, and I just hope that y'all are programming in such a way that's going to enhance y'all when it's all said and done. So I want to talk some football today. And I don't mean American football, I mean European football. You know, for people who follow this page, you know what I mean, and look at my past videos, they know that I am an FC Barcelona fan. Through thick and thin. You know, I got to stick with my team. And I guess you can say right now it's a special period with Barcelona. You know what I mean? So the question needs to be asked, what can Barcelona do in order to, you know, actually reclaim that glory it once had? What can Barcelona do to, you know, make it the envy of all, like, European football that it once was? Through many periods in the past, like 5 years, basically. And I look at the situation with Barcelona. I look at Lionel Messi. He's 33 right now. And we got to ask ourselves, you know, he's been at it since 17 years old. And he has a lot of wear and tear on himself. You know what I mean? A lot. So with, you know, all the wear and tear and stuff like that, we have to ask ourselves, how many more years does Lionel Messi really have at the top level? We also got to ask ourselves, what's next after Lionel Messi? This is the one problem I have. This is the one issue that I really have with Barcelona. FC Barcelona pretty much banked everything on Lionel Messi. You know what I mean? They designed the whole team around Lionel Messi. When Lionel Messi wasn't happy, whoever was on that team had to go. Let's be honest. It happened with Zlatan Ibrahimovic when he was playing in Barca. When he was playing in Barca as a center forward, you know, playing in the middle, or I mean playing in the front and not on the flanks in the front, he was rather successful. But I guess Lionel Messi really didn't like that, you know? And so they put Zlatan on the wing. You know, as a result of that, the goals started drying up, which meant he left for AC Milan. And he talks about that in depth in his book, you know. So, part of it is his fault. He didn't make the necessary adjustments to play on the flank, but if you have a successful formula, why change it? You know what I mean? Then we go to Neymar. We all know that Neymar, when he was in Brazil, he was known for being flamboyant. We know he was known for being like free-flowing and whatnot. After that, when he got to Barcelona, he did have good times in Barcelona. But the fact of the matter is, although they're not going to say it, we already know what time it was. Got in the way of Messi's shine. So what happens? A move to PSG ensues, right? Now he regrets the move to PSG, but at the same time, I mean, it just is what it is. You know, I mean, France-wise, PSG is a big club. On the bigger like circuit overall, PSG is just like, I mean, the French league is a good level league, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't match up to, like, for example, like Bundesliga. It doesn't match up to Serie A. You know, it doesn't match up to the Premiership. You know what I mean? So, look at Barcelona. We hear rumors circulating that Lionel Messi isn't happy. That Lionel Messi would like to leave. We hear other things that Lionel Messi is not surrounded by talent. But when you look at things, there is talent that surrounds Lionel Messi, but I do have to criticize Barcelona for some of the moves it made. The thing is Antoine Griezmann, he's a good player. Don't get it twisted. He's very, very good, but when you look at Barcelona, that's like a level. Like that's levels. Atletico Madrid is a big club, but still, that's levels. You know, the levels are very high of, you know, FC Barcelona as compared to Atletico Madrid. But I mean, now who's to say that? Because now, you know, you look at Barcelona's latest result of against Atletico Madrid, I think they only won by 1 goal. I think they scored only 1, you know. Then we have to look at the other issue of Barcelona. You know what I mean? There's one other issue. And that's Ousmane Dembele. There's no doubt that Ousmane Dembele, when he's on, he's one of the most talented players in the world. We know this. But the main issue with him is injuries. This guy is so injury prone. That's the issue. Like, this guy is like, I'm like, God, Lee, this guy stays getting injured, man. I look at it, I'm like, wow, man, this guy is always injured. And I think to myself, like, God, man, when is he going to have a solid season when he's not injured? You know, I don't know what to accredit this to. I don't know if it's like the indiscipline of being undisciplined in like his habits outside of the training ground and stuff, or what it is. Not working on the correct things for, you know, the defense and what have you. I really don't know. I really don't know. The question is beyond my... The question is really beyond my understanding, my scope of understanding of why this guy keeps on getting injured. Okay? But then you have someone else, though, who has nothing but an upside and who seems not to have any problems with any injuries like that. I mean, and his upside is going to be very, very big. Okay? But of course he needs more experience, and I would, you know, I would like opt to say that he definitely needs more playtime too. And that person is Ansu Fati. Okay? We know Ansu Fati's the goods. But of course, he's still young. You know, he's only 17. Still hasn't had the, you know, the experience, you know. But granted, he is a talent. But if the rumors are to prove true, what Lionel Messi is saying, I think what he's talking about is basically like he's looking at talent in the sense of like experience, but still like basically just below their peak, but will hit their peak in a matter of like, let's just say a matter of what's a good word? Like a matter of months when Lionel Messi is still playing. Now, one thing that you can say that I think Barcelona does need to do, they do have some new defenders, but I think, you know, they need maybe a defender. They need a defender, maybe like a center back that can almost be a fake center mid. I think maybe that's one thing that they're missing is a high-powered defense. You know, and unfortunately, the guy that we really need, this is the guy who I think would be one of the X factors and who would probably change the scope of, you know, Barcelona right now, because he does have all of those things. And that guy is Kalidou Koulibaly, the Senegalese national who is playing for Napoli. You know, and he was coveted by many people, you know. I also think that, again, maybe a midfielder that can cover all stones needs to be purchased. And again, I have to say, Paul Pogba can fill that gap. But again, it may be too expensive. And I think Paul Pogba's passing ability, Paul Pogba's ball control is tailor-made for La Liga, man. His pace, his vision, I think that's what Barcelona needs. Really and truly. But, I mean, it's just so expensive, you know. Now, there's another guy who I don't know if he would fit the role in Barcelona, although he's technical. He may have the same issue that Zlatan Ibrahimovic had, and that's Alexander Ishak, I should say. And he's the Swedish international. You know, and I guess there was like rumors going around that you know, that Barcelona were courting him basically, but I don't know how true those rumors were. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how he would do in Barcelona though. That's the thing, like, because here's the thing: you can do well in these lower teams. You know, you can do well and be the star of the team. But then when the lights are on you on Barcelona, hey, are you going to choke, or are you going to seize the opportunity to show people, like, this is what I'm really made of? You know what I mean? That's the question that remains to be, that's the question that needs to be answered, right? So, I'm going to end on this final note. And I think this is the one major factor that Barcelona may need. You know, it's like Voltron. You know, you can never... Voltron never worked without the head. So, possibly, maybe a new coach is needed. You have a guy named... I think his name is Quique Setien. He's the coach of FC Barcelona. perhaps a new coach is needed. I mean, with the coaching situation, I mean, the thing is about, I think the major misconception about Barcelona is that, you know, they had a proven formula with the tiki-taka style of play, where the ball is constantly moving. And it's very hard for you to do anything about it because the ball is always moving everywhere. You know what I mean? So with that style, it's like, it's very difficult, you know, to stop. And many people think that, you know, the coach really doesn't have to do anything, but a coach does have to do something. A coach maybe has to enhance that style to a point where maybe, I don't know, maybe the ball is moving even faster. Maybe the ball is moving even longer, but still staying on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, maybe these things are necessary. I don't know. I'm not a coach. I'm just a spectator. But I don't know. Maybe a new coach is needed. But, I mean, as it stands right now, Barcelona is kind of like in a sensitive place right now. You know? So, you know, with that being said, I'm just going to end with, it looks like it's honestly too late for Barcelona to win La Liga. You know, it looks like that ship has passed. You know, looks like Real Madrid is going to claim that. So, you know, with that being said, you know, hopefully Barcelona, you know, they get it together and that they will be victorious in their pursuit of reviving what was once there, getting them trebles, you know what I mean, having that success. But until then, man, let's just wait and see what happens. You know, let's wait and see what they do. And you know, it's really curious to see, you know, what Ansu Fati's gonna do. Curious to also see, you know, what they can. That's another thing I think with Barcelona. This is another thing about Barcelona. La Masia, La Masia, the youth academy of Barcelona. They do cultivate good players. Don't get it twisted. But the problem is, because it is so hard to break into the first team, these players just end up in obscurity, like throughout Europe. We've seen it happen with Isaac Cuenta. We've seen it happen with Adama Traore. We've seen it happen with Jean-Marie Dongu. We've seen it happen with many players. I think the one player that kind of just, in recent years, that made it kind of like a successful transition was Keita Balde. You know, he kind of like came out well. And so, you know, with this being said, I think, like, I don't know, maybe something needs to be looked at in terms of the youth academy of FC Barcelona. You know what I mean? Maybe they need to like find a way to like furthermore equip you know, the ones coming through the ranks to handle big time football, you know. But anyhow, man, leave your thoughts and leave your comments about this situation. If you want, reach out to me and let's talk about it on StreamYard. Let's exchange ideas about La Liga or any European football league, you know, that is on your mind. Because as it stands right now, and I'm just going to be honest, European football is making more progress in terms of its consistency than other things that have suffer from coronavirus. You know what I mean? Like it's been making steady streams, you know? So with that being said, I'm just going to end this right now. And yeah, thanks for tuning in if you watched it. Njara.